Well, hello, folks. Hello, everyone. And some of you may have seen or may not seen where I just had a funny moment. I got slightly spooked and I ended up ending the broadcast. And I think this broadcast was even shorter than my previous record. And I think it was about 7 seconds. This one. Now, for this, folks, I'm blaming Diane. It's Diane's because Diane was like, you're early, right? You're clicking on it. You're early. And I was like, oh my God, no, I must stop. And then I ended the whole
And you did too.
broadcast. So it was like kaboom. So what I should say is, first of all, I should say an apologies, even though we've actually managed to start on time with this second broadcast, which I'm going to have to do all of this stuff now because I'd set everything up and now it's all, do you know what I mean? It's all just, never mind. But I did have a bit of a birthday party today, which only finished about 40 minutes ago. So, there we are. That's just one of these things. I can't believe that. I had everything set in advance, but never mind. Such is life. This is how these things happen. Right. Okay. So actually, in fact, I'm going to actually do a bit of multitasking. Actually, I'm going to do a bit of multitasking and see if I can just sort out some of the stuff that I actually already had set. But as we see today, we have with us, we have Lady G and we have Diane's Tarot here with us. And it's so funny because, of course, I was on your show yesterday. And we did a mutual reading. And I must say, I must put in a little correction. It's not a major one. But I said that Diane had Ketu in the first house. Right. And then I was like, and do you remember I was a little bit confused because I used certain colors for certain thing and I used the wrong color. But it's Rahu in the first house, which made even more sense because Rahu is also spiritual as well. But it also means someone that sometimes runs away from marriage. Yeah, and we'll just leave it.
Okay, what you guys don't know about me, that I shared with HoDiGa, I may have been engaged a few times. Only married once, but yes, I have a tendency to run. Not at the altar, though. Not at the altar.
Not at the altar, but
I've never done that to anybody. No.
So that's that little correction in there. So again, apologies again for that random thing. My goodness, what a night! But you know what? I'm also a bit jet lagged as well. You can imagine because as you both know, a lot of my clients like yourselves are in the States. So I'm finding I'm going to bed sort of like later and later, and I'm getting almost a kind of a jet lag. But I love doing the consultations. So today is going to be a little bit different. We're going to be sort of more freestyling today. And we're very interested in having questions from you guys as well about what's on your mind. And I thought one of the first things that we could read on, which is a story that I caught, and I just mentioned it backstage to the ladies, but apparently one of Trump's aides who's been subpoenaed, like bona fide kind of subpoenaed, has to appear in court. He's vanished. He's gone missing. And no one really knows. So at the moment, sort of like, Pelosi and everyone is sort of like, where is he? I mean, I would just be like, get the police out onto this person.
Right.
His name escapes me. If anyone in the comments knows what his name is, that would be great. But he was one of 4 that have been indicted, because we know we've got Bannon that's been indicted, and then a few of the others. So he's one of the 4. Oh, someone's saying here, Scavino. Oh no, is it? Oh, Scavino. Is it Scavino? Someone's saying let's see here.
Oh, they found him in Mar-a-Lago.
Found him and hiding out in Mar-a-Lago.
Oh my! Let's read on him. Oh my!
I'll protect you.
Look what's at the base of the deck. Look, magnet, balloon. Right,
Total
let's read
energy
on this guy because this is just ridiculous. Oh, who had something? What's that?
These cards are horrible.
Wow. Oh, what fell out? Oh, look, there's some struggle here. Something's just fallen out there.
Okay.
Okay, so what's this guy? Scaravino. Scaravino. What's going on with Scaravino? What's going on with Scaravino? Let's see here. Who would like to go first?
I can go first.
Perfect. If you like to
So,
go ahead.
I start off with the Eight of Wands. I think this is how he feels. Like everything is speeding up
Mhm.
and it's all coming at him. You know, it's like he's the recipient of these, you know, wands coming at him. I pulled 2 cards for his obstacle because the first one was the Justice card. And we know it has something to do with his relationship with someone. And that's pretty obvious. It's 45. We know what that's about. But it just doesn't get better for him. I do get the sense, yes, he is going to court, indeed.
Wow.
And it creates this target, this tower moment where I think he actually does feel like a target. That is the sense that I get. Like he feels like he's under attack. He's also going to be betrayed.
Wow.
So that loyalty and all that he was hoping for, it's not coming. And I think he could possibly do some jail time. This is not going to pan out well for him. So I think that's probably why he ran, because he knows all the details. He knows the things that we don't know. And he knows the most probable outcome, I suppose. So,
wow. My goodness. My goodness. Lady G, what do you have?
Well, first card out is the World, so something is coming to the end. They tried to get away with it, but no, it's going to go forward, and it's going forward rapidly. Knave of Swords quickly. And then I had the King of Wands. Now, I wanted to get some clarification for that. And it's, you know, they're looking for him to be the squealer, you know, squeal like a pig. And, you know, he's trying to make something happen, but yeah, no, jail time. I get jail time.
Wow.
It's not going to pan out well.
No, he's not going to be able to magically make it disappear or something other than what it is. You know, maybe get up there and try not to talk but if you don't talk, you can sit in jail. We have a very nice place for you to sit.
Exactly.
Wow. Wow. And some people are saying in the comments that apparently it was one of his side guys that accepted the associate accepted the subpoena for him. And so, yeah, spirits beyond the stars, had already left to go back to New York. He didn't receive the subpoena. One of his guys did. But these people are so slippery. It is just extraordinary. It's just ridiculous. So the cards that I've got, these are quite interesting cards. And again, it doesn't really bode well, and they're all in reverse. Now, I did have someone mention in the comments, and they said when all the cards are in reverse, then you should read them as upright. But in this scenario, reverse cards kind of make sense, doesn't it? I mean, you know,
I would leave them as is. That's what I do. But
exactly.
That's what I do. That's what I do as well, and it just fits this scenario. So here, he's going through a bit of emotional turmoil right now. So we know that this can symbolize, you know, the virus and stuff like that. But it just can mean emotional upset, really just not feeling good about stuff. It can even mean, I think this can also mean disease as well, and just not feeling well and just being out of sorts. Yes. Really out of sorts, but definitely the emotions are upside down. And in a way, here, it's like when she's the right way up, she's like got secrets in her cup, isn't it? So when it's the other way round, it's like secrets coming out.
Oh, right.
They're leaking out.
They're leaking out. Yeah, drip, drip, drip. So he's like, oh dear. So he went south, didn't he, down to Mar-a-Lago, and I don't think it's going to help him out, because what's the obstacle? Look, it's about his what? Partnership.
Oh, right. That's what I got.
His partnership with a certain someone who is very orange, who is still able to stay out of jail. And anyway, so there he is there. And what might he actually potentially be investigated on in regards to this relationship is what? The dark money, money changing hands, the insurrection, all of that stuff. So here we see the community, but this is like, this is the dark. This is the dark community, shady dealings. And there's some kind of harsh judgment and stuff coming here, but also as well, this could also reflect to the opinion of Donald Trump, because when the King of Swords is reversed, it can be a very spiteful and vindictive man who is just a bit of a sociopath. So there we are. So I think we know who that is. But look what I get for the outcome card.
Same.
Same card. Same card. So here we're seeing he's going to have a completely different perspective on things. But really, in the context, because all the cards are upside down, we can't really take the positive interpretation on this card because it's just not looking good. And this really is like, we can take that as like, incarceration. I don't think a friend is going to be helping him out. I just feel like he's just on his own, because when the card is the right way up, it's like the person could shimmy down. They could get the bandages off. Thanks so much. Someone donated, but it's reversed and all the other cards are reversed. So we can't really take this as a positive connotation. So it's not looking good. And the card that fell out for me was that. So it's all partisan wrangling arguments and stuff. So I don't think it's looking good for him. Does anyone want to add to that before I find out who the donor is? Thank you, Catherine Duta. Any other bits, ladies, or shall we move on to the next thing? Okay, right. I think let's talk about Facebook. There's that book where there's that film, isn't there, where it says we need to talk about Kevin, and I think we need to talk about Facebook.
Facebook.
Because it's just
it's not good.
It's not good, and I think we should do 2 reads where we read on Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook, because of course they're connected, but it is separate of him.
Yeah.
So great. Let's do Mark Zuckerberg, and thank you, Melissa, as well, for your donations. So kind. And sorry again, everyone, for that break there, because there would have been a lot of people that were waiting on that particular thing, and they're probably like, "What's happened?" Sorry. So Zuckerberg.
Oh, jeepers.
What's going on with Zuckerberg? What's the energy around Zuckerberg? I think this is probably one of the first time, well, I'm assuming, but let's just say in regards to Facebook, where he's receiving real scrutiny, like real, that whistleblower. I mean, I've been watching the reports about what she said and stuff, but it just doesn't look good for them at all.
No. So the first card I get, that signifies Mark, that he's trying to get away with something.
Yeah.
That there is indeed something to what this person's saying. There's more than what meets the eye. And his obstacle is that he's not going to be feeling like the smug merchant. He's not going to feel content and happy and fulfilled. It's going to be the exact opposite because of what's coming. All of a sudden, he feels like he's getting attacked. His timeline feels like it's speeding up. He is in for a tower moment. So something is indeed coming that is going to completely cause him to transition and have a transformation. And so this is going to be life altering for him. This isn't just going away.
Wow.
Yeah, those are pretty strong cards.
Lady G, what do you have?
Well, this is something he'd like to run away from, actually. The challenge is spinning it, making it into something other than what's going on. He's looking at people that he's had relations with in doing it, looking for some sort of an offer or trying to put something out there. But last thing we get is, I don't think this time it's waiting for the ship to come in. I think he's got maybe some kind of nefarious thing with overseas, something.
Wow.
Yeah. Something coming out of a relationship he's got somewhere else that's going to come in and be a bit nasty.
Could that be perhaps, well, I mean, it could be any candidate. The obvious one, of course, is Russia, as we know.
Exactly.
Right.
Paid for all those Facebook ads.
Yeah.
Paid for all that stuff, for all of that influence. That
Exactly.
was still sort of a bit under the radar at that time. They would talk,
because that is my card for the Russia, the down and dirty Russia dealings. Exactly.
Wow.
And I did get the card for Russia, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does have a Russian
and your
feel.
first card as well was the Seven of Swords, which again, there's that thing. So there could be more that comes out where, because they, if I recall correctly, their argument was, we didn't know about this, that, and the other. It's like, come on. They bought tons of ads. And before I do my reading, I just want to say thank you to Catherine Dua, who I said before, but thank you too to Michelle J.M. for your donation, and Kathy Rodier as well. Thanks so much. Now, this is so funny when you see my cards. So what's this all about? Okay, when we talk about Zuckerberg, look what I get.
Right.
Look at that.
Yeah.
How many times does this happen where we have this synchronization
the same cards
in our cards? So when the card is the right way up, we're feeling satisfied and everything like that. You know, it's the smug merchant. He's like, I'm all right. I've got everything I need. And look, this time it's reversed.
Everything is pouring out.
Everything is pouring out. And what this can also show as well is it can also show a level of self-indulgence. Someone that's gorging too much on a good thing. And it shows, I mean, this can like this is a card that can also represent diabetes as well, in a way, if you think about it. Too much sugar, too much sweet, overdoing it. But the obvious thing as well is not feeling so smug anymore, if we take it in that natural, natural kind of form. But he's certainly having to think on this one. The obstacle here that we have, and this is quite interesting because it's the Ace of Wands, and we know that Wands is about passion, coming forward with new ideas and new projects. So in a way, it's almost like their plans. It's like someone has put a spanner in the works. This is the way when I look at it in this thing here, and then now it's like they're dealing with this scrutiny. People are going to start coming up with ideas, potentially to actually start maybe breaking some of these companies up.
Yes.
So there could be some new ideas in respect to Facebook, but it's ideas, just turn my light down a little bit, it's ideas that Mark Zuckerberg is probably not going to like very much.
Right.
People are going to start talking about this stuff because, you know, are they good? Are they healthy? Next card I get, look at that. He's having to reflect, having to come back. It's almost like he's going to receive a bit of a wound, because also as well, he's in the sort of unfortunate position in the sense of that the Democrats don't obviously like it, but nor do the Republicans in a way either, because they like to bash tech. And they know a lot of tech supports the Republicans. So it's almost like this is a chance for them to kind of score as well. So you may have to retreat a little bit. And here, and what's that about? It can be about impulsiveness, because here, this is going forward with passion and drive and, you know, wanting to get things done, racing ahead. But when it's reversed, that can show being almost egotistical in a way. Not caring about the details, almost being like, what the hell? Well, you know what? We know the algorithm is a bit dangerous, and, you know, our own internal investigation has proved that. And he's like, but I don't care. Yeah. So he's being kind of reckless. This can be the reckless night as well. And then look.
Synchronicity.
Things are moving fast and forward for him, and I think it's going to be tricky. And this can also be a card that deals with changes to do with business as well. There may be calls to break Facebook up in terms of like not having WhatsApp anymore, and Instagram, they might just say, you know what, guys, too much. And any extra thoughts on that?
No, I mean, other than I think that's probably what's going to happen.
Yeah.
That's what I'm seeing.
Yeah, it seems like. Do either of you have any suggestions on what we would like to read on next? And also as well, guys who are in the live chat, also feel free to ask some questions as well. But anything, ladies, that comes to your head that you're curious about, or any stories where you think,
I'm trying to think of new stories.
yeah,
right? Like we haven't already done, because I think of lots of stories.
It's a tricky one, isn't it? I've got one or two. I've got one or two in my mind. And in a way, I think there's been oh look, so someone's saying debt ceiling in September. There's that. Let's see. Question: who controls which secret service are assigned to Trump? So someone's saying, Melissa Miller saying, question: who controls which secret services are assigned to Trump now? Are they sending info back to Biden or DOJ? Oh, I'm not sure how to answer that one. DeJoy, what's this question? Yeah, that's the Secret Service thing again. I mean, we could have kind of asked, but I don't know if it's as a question, how impactful is that? I'm just thinking. In regards
I mean, we know how the chain of command works with the Secret Service.
I'm
not sure what I can add to that.
Do you know what?
They're implying that it's being broken.
Yeah, because I'm not quite sure. I mean, thanks for asking the question, but I'm not sure how we answer that. But you know what's just come to my mind, which I think is well worth a look at, which is what is happening with Jared Kushner and Ivanka. Because they've gone kind of a bit quiet, haven't they?
Yeah,
they've gone a bit quiet. So I think we should have a look at them. So maybe let's do Jared first and then Ivanka, because Jared is supposed to have a book. He signed a book deal, so he could be writing some juicy stuff. So let's ask on Jared. Jared Kushner. What's going on with Jared Kushner? What's going on with Jared Kushner?
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, what do you get?
My very first card is our little Russian friend.
Look at that. Wow. Jared Kushner. It's almost like a merry-go-round, isn't it? Because it's all so connected and the themes are so similar. Jared Kushner. What's going on with Jared?
Oh, is he really writing a book? Because it actually does look like he's writing a book.
Yeah,
he's for real. Okay, because that's what the cards are saying, I think.
Yeah, he's been given like a huge advance, like a 6-figure deal, something like that.
Okay.
Might be 7. Yeah.
I mean, that makes
big
sense.
Because they know that's going to sell like hotcakes.
Okay. Yeah, so we start off with he's trying to get away with something. Not a big surprise, right? I looked at 2 of his obstacles. One is having a happy home. So I'm going to say maybe things at home aren't quite as pleasant as they once were. Maybe there's some tension between him and Ivanka. There's some things going on. And he feels all alone. So it's interesting where these are both his obstacles. And it just makes me feel like there is something going on with him and Ivanka. I'm wondering if they're even in the same home.
Wow.
You know, I think these cards would actually imply that quite possibly they're not even together in the same home, that they've gone their own separate ways.
He could have left the home in order to be writing this book, and there might be tension about what goes into the book, how much he says about the family, perhaps.
Yes. And, you know, he gets way too many swords. That's why I'm like, I know this has to have something to do with writing. You know, so the truth is coming out. Wow. So this actually could be a bit of a tell-all. There could be some interesting things. And if somebody's going to write, well, I think it'd be the King of Swords. You know, that's his forte. And then we get the Knight of Swords. Like, okay, this is going forward. This is actually going to happen. And here he is working hard at it. And it'll pay off because he's, I guess, doing a good job by at least the publisher standards. And it'll make him some money. So, yeah. But it looks like there's tension at home, which I wasn't expecting to get.
Lady G, what do you have?
Well, in the center, we've got the wheel. You know, things are turning. Above it, we have the sun and we have this offer. So that could also be with his book deal and things going on, because the challenge is to make the money, to continue with this forward. And he, of course, in the book, he's going to be defensive. Okay, defending,
of course, yeah,
stuff. But coming out of it, of course, is a lot of spin, a lot not so right information that he's moving forward with. And the same thing, yeah, it's something he's working on. But of course, he's going to have his own unique little spin on it.
Exactly.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah, I really think so. I'll just do a few shout outs as well. We've got over 600 people with us already, which is great considering I deleted the first recording. Honestly, like sometimes, God, like you got like we as people, like on YouTube, we are here by the fates of the gods, because you do one wrong click and you can literally delete a whole show, which is like what I did, and I had to bring it back from scratch. So I'm just amazed that you guys are here. I'm just like, this is astonishing. So let's give a few shout outs. So we have Angela S with us today. We've got Dr. Liz. We have Mercury Angel, Sharon Saibe, of course. Thank you for being here. We've got Shannon Shakan, Dorothy Lavelle, and many others that are in the chat. And again, thanks so much again for all of the donations. And someone's here, Terry. Before I do my little reading here, Connie. Oh no, they're having a chat within each other. Okay, as they like to do here on our chat. So this was about Jared. Yeah, this was about Jared. So if we look here, look at this. We get the King of Wands, and it's the right way up. So we can see that he is in an entrepreneurial frame of mind. Yeah, someone's just been given a little bit of, a little bit of the green stuff for to spill the beans. Depending how much he is prepared to spill, we have to see. So here we are. This is it's normally known as a warm man, isn't it? I mean, we don't know much about Jared. Do you guys, just in a little segue, have you guys heard of a show called Spitting Image that we have in the UK?
No.
Oh my goodness! Right. What I'll do is after this show, I'm going to send you a link in the WhatsApp so you can see what Spitting Image is. But basically, it's a comedy show and it lampoons famous people, and it's got these grotesque sort of masks. And you should see Trump leaving the White House. I'll put that in, and it is hilarious. He's leaving all these booby traps and things in stink ink, and his wig comes off and everything. There's all this stuff. But Jared, the way they represent Jared, he doesn't speak or talk at all. He's just a dummy. And Ivanka moves him. So it's quite interesting. So this is suggesting that this is actually, maybe he's got a bit more passion than he's given credit for. But look at the obstacle. Queen of Swords.
Her.
Who could that be? It's Ivanka. Swords, especially when it comes to like physical representation, that it can be any person, but it usually represents a woman with fair hair, blonde hair. This has to be Ivanka. So she can't be pleased about this new entrepreneurial venture that her hubby has just taken, because he's there going like, oh, look, I'm going to expose everything. I'm going to talk about this, that, and the other. I'm going to put the record straight. And she's like, really? I'm going to cut something off if you keep playing this game. Yeah. And what is it about? The family. Look, quite literally, the family. But look, it's upside down. So they're not.
I wonder if it's going to include her brothers.
Ooh.
And if that's what some of the tension is.
Could be. But what he's talking about, because you can imagine there's one thing, because obviously we all know about Mary Trump now, brilliant woman and stuff like that. But she's been cut off and effectively divorced from the family for years, decades. Jared is the son-in-law who's married to Ivanka. This is a completely different ballgame. What he has to say about the family is actually going to make really quite a big impact. And it could be really serious. And I remember as well, I do feel at some point, Ivanka, without going into too much detail, may come out about things about her relationship with her father, which I don't think was always appropriate. Let's just put it that way. Either way, the government here is going to be interested. What he writes, the government is going to be very interested in what Jared writes. So we can see here the stakes are going up. And it could be maybe when this book comes out, things really start to move forward quickly. Look, it's the second time I've pulled this card. So I think there's some of his observations or whatever it is he has to say that are very, very significant and very difficult to dismiss, because there'll still be people who look at Mary Trump and they'll just go, oh, she's just bitter. She just got cut off.
Right.
She's just a bitter woman who just wants revenge, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, all of that stuff. When it comes to Jared, they're not going to be able to say that. They're not. Because he's very close and he was one of the advisors. So very interesting, isn't it? Very interesting.
Do they have a release date? Do we know when it's coming out?
I'm not sure, but I know the gestation when it comes to books in general does tend to be about 2 years, depending on the author and the advance. But I would imagine they would want to get the book out as soon as possible while Trump is still, churning and doing all of his stuff. Because if he ends up being either a complete has-been or he ends up running and then becoming the candidate, which he shouldn't be able to do if you've committed an act of not treason but insurrection and stuff, it could change. So it's in their interest to get the book out in the next year, I would say. If I were them, I would imagine next year. I think there's steam coming off his typewriter. Anything to add to that before I address some of the questions? All right. Oh, this is one. People are still asking. So like Brian Laundrie, I've got a few other questions we can ask on him, because apparently the father is having a look with the police. And
a look. Yeah.
Not sure. Because when we did a last poll, I think it was Lady G and I, do you remember when we looked and we saw misplaced loyalty, didn't we? But how about this? Shall we read on how the USA economy is gonna perform?
The U.S. economy?
Yeah, the US economy. Do you reckon?
For the rest of this year, or?
I would say
how far out?
Let's say to the end of the year, because we know we've got this debt ceiling thing. So we could say end to the end of the year, or maybe even like the new year, like that coming up to Christmas and the new year. Let's see on that, which is not that far away now, actually.
It really isn't. Isn't it hard to believe we're almost in the holiday season? Halloween will be here soon.
Wow, it's going so quick. The USA, soon to be When is Thanksgiving this year? Is it 22nd of November this year? Thanksgiving?
I don't know off the top of my head.
I'm thinking I might do a little Thanksgiving party. I normally do some, actually. I normally do 1 or 2. Mind you, Americans are a bit thin on the ground in the UK at the moment. Mind you, I've been hearing a few American accents now and again. They seem to be very relieved to be in the UK. USA economy. So whoever's ready. Oh, I don't know. My cards feel quite heavy.
Okay, so I start off with the Hanged Man. So it's sort of like nothing's really going forward. Not a lot's happening. We're sort of at a standstill. For the obstacles, I mean, I literally do get my card for the pandemic,
Look at
and
that.
I get the card of like having a happy home.
Mm.
And so this is going to be challenging. You know, people prospecting, coming up with new ideas, coming up with new plans and strategies. This may be a good time, though, for some entrepreneurs. This may not be all bad. But I do think people are going to be holding on to their money, you know, not freely spending, because there's so many cards that talk about that sort of thing. And like just in general, a sense of anxiety, worry, stress. And so I don't suspect it's going to be profoundly different. I don't think it's going to be profoundly worse, but it's clearly not going to be a lot better either. And I think we're in a false lull again with the pandemic. And I think, you know, the two of them, you know, the economy and the pandemic is just so intertwined.
So yeah, they're so close. So close. My goodness. Lady G, what do you have? You have a slightly concerned expression on thine face.
Sorry, I do. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, well, this could be why. Yeah, a little bit
Yeah.
painful, you know, reality check here.
uh,
The challenge is, you know, this is my thing for Biden trying to hold it together. And of course, we're trying to do the best we can with the financial things, move it together. We're going to have to pull together. And this is the thing that's going to be burdensome for a number of people going through the holidays. Not only the financial things, but, you know, getting things delivered. They're saying they're going to have trouble, you know, getting toys, getting things. So whatever you're going to do for the holidays, do it early. Get it early.
Yes,
Before.
absolutely.
Don't wait.
yeah, especially, and also as well, and you know, I've seen here in the UK looking at the USA on the TV when things run short, and it's can be a bit of a scary prospect. Yeah, scary prospect. Let's just put it that way. When people are like, I'm seeing like people, one person holding one turkey leg and the other one holding the other, and you know, pulling in all different directions.
Oh yeah, people will fight in our stores.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, they will fight.
They fight any year when they have a special at Walmart. They're fighting, duking it out, trying. And this year's going to be worse with that. So do it early.
Yeah. I mean, we've seen like when it comes to Black Friday, you know, people fighting over flat screen TVs in the past and stuff. And it's like it's gonna break. It's gonna break. You know, like
they want that bargain.
You know, so but this year I think it's gonna be different this year, and my cards are echoing both of yours. I think yours, Diane, are a bit more optimistic, and I think mine are kind of closer in line with Lady G's. So here we are, the economy. Look what I get.
Oh, jeez. Lord.
Look at that. I mean, that's not the card you want to see.
No, this is
not for the economy.
What we wanted to see, yeah.
It's not what you want to see. People out in the cold, you know, this is strife. This is, but you know what? I think this is also reality as well. A lot of people feel like this right now. A lot of people are experiencing this. And I think that all the transport stuff is, I think it's just going to make it worse. I think it's just like, it's just really tricky. And someone was asking about stimulus packages and stuff and everything like that. But what's the obstacle? Is that maybe this is the end of the stimulus packages. I don't know. Maybe there are more, but I'm not feeling like they want to dip into the pockets again. Do you know what I mean? Because it's come in the obstacle position. So here we have people that are in need of what? Charity. Yet charity is the obstacle. So that suggests to me is that is there going to be that much charity around? I'm not sure. I wish I could be more optimistic about it, but I have to say what I see. And look, the next card I get is about collaboration and stuff like that. So I think a lot of people that are struggling, are hoping that there might be some more handouts in terms of, which is understandable. and in terms of getting that support of the community and a collective endeavor in a kind of way. But look at my next card.
Yeah.
I get the 7 of Cups reversed. So what that suggests is that could be something of an illusion, and this might be a reality check.
Yeah.
Because when it's that way, we know it's, fairies and baubles and stuff like this. With here, the high is over. This is the come down. This is the night after. This is the hangover. This is when people are just like, wow, that is not quite turning out as I expected it to. And there can just be this element of where an illusion comes to end. Not that people have been delusional or whatever, but I think people have been very hopeful. But it seems maybe their ambitions or certain things in regard to this is having some kind of correction. And remember as well that debilitated Jupiter and stuff like that. And then when we look here, I get the Justice card here in terms of the outcome. And the Justice card, when it's the right way up, it can be quite fair, like someone gets a fair kind of outcome. So maybe it could be that it might be that there might not be another stimulus package this year. I'll be surprised if there's another one, to be honest. But there may be something in terms of trying to be more fair with people, how things are done. We also are dealing with the end of the mortgage moratorium. All of this stuff has just like come to an end. So when I look at this, in this context, I'm just thinking, there's a bit of harshness there as well, because that sword is there. It's not like it's an easy card. It's not like when you see Justice, you're like, oh, yay, I've got the Justice card. Whoopee-doo.
I don't see Santa with a goodie bag there.
No, this is someone that will flash the bag. So there will be an attempt to be fair, but it's not a warm and fuzzy, cuddly card. So I wish I could say more, but that's basically what I've got. Anything else you'd like to add to that, ladies, or shall we move on?
I've been feeling the same thing with the stimulus.
I agree.
Republicans are going to be digging a bunker and not coming out for that. No.
Yeah.
I mean, do you want to pull on the stimulus, or do you think we should move on?
It's up to you.
Doesn't matter either way.
Do you know what? I want to have a pull on the stimulus just to see if we are right. I think the cards will confirm what we've said, but you never know. There could be a surprise. Will there be a stimulus this year? I'm not feeling it this year, but I could be wrong. Will there be a stimulus this year? Will that Justice card be fair, or does it mean that there is some kind of judicial review and they decide not to? Stimulus. What's the situation with the stimulus?
Oh, so my cards are awful.
Oh, yeah.
The card of like a ruthless battle. So yeah, I don't think that this is something that's just simply going to be passed and it's going to be all good. The obstacle, it's people bickering and fighting. It's the politicians not getting it done. I get no sense of urgency with this. I'm not getting that vibe. There is, I think with our economy, with people's finances, there's going to be this tower moment for a lot of them. But like I always say, not everybody.
Not everyone.
We don't all get affected equally. Keep your vibes high, pull yourself out of that vibration. And there may be things that we end up learning too from all of this.
Yeah.
Things that are in the dark, things that maybe they're being hidden right now. And maybe that tower is going to shake a lot of things up. And I think it's going to make us look at a lot of harsh realities.
Wow. Lady G, what do you have?
Well, I got the unhappy merchant here. It just gives me that feeling of the Republicans that are just, not going to. And the challenge card is, the hidden things.
Yeah.
Hidden things. What we have is them and their concern with their power and their money and that type of thing. And of course, we have to fight. We want it, but comes down to, you know, our COVID and stuff like that. They said, no, we need to take care of COVID and other things first. And yeah, no, not
Wow.
happening.
Yeah.
Wow. You're going to find my cards very interesting. So we're the stimulus. So we're thinking in the context of stimulus package, of course, and stuff like that. So we're talking about what? Security.
Yeah.
People's sense of security, happiness, and all that stuff. Wanting, in a way, this is almost like people wanting to be optimistic that things may improve by, you know, Thanksgiving, Christmas, by the holidays. Yeah. So everyone's like, maybe it'll work out for the holidays, even though there are massive gaps on the shelves and all of this kind of stuff going on. We're almost up to 800 people, by the way.
Wow.
Wow. Wow.
Excellent.
But look at the obstacle. Look, it's the Ace of Wands. And of course, like, isn't it funny? Like the cards just keep repeating.
Yeah.
So the obstacle is that, in a way, we could say there's no new impetus. There's no new ideas about this, because this is obviously the idea of initiation, passion, coming forward with ideas, new solutions. But it's coming the obstacle to the well-being home card. So it's almost like the fireworks are damp now. Do you know what I mean? The fireworks are damp. It's not sparking.
Yeah, no more energy in that direction.
Yeah, and then look what I get. I get the Hanged Man.
Yeah.
So it's not really moving. Kind of like when we were reading on the economy. It's like it's not really moving. So this isn't boding so well. And then if we think about the Republican element, look at that.
Right.
Look, it's
Not doing it.
not doing it. They're literally sitting there. No, not doing it. Don't want to do that.
Crazy.
We're all right. Everyone else can suffer. And then we still have, look, this old penny.
Same cards.
Same cards.
Yeah.
I mean, this is extraordinary. We are thousands of miles apart, literally thousands of miles apart, and we are picking the same cards and they are answering in the same way. So
exactly.
I think it's safe to say not this year. Maybe there might be something next year.
Maybe.
And you know what? I think it might even have to be, ladies. Oh, look, I've just split the deck.
People worried about money.
Worried about money. And it won't be, I've just remembered something important before we move on to like the next questions. There is going to be a change as well. So Saturn and Jupiter are soon going to start to move direct. Thank goodness. So what's been happening? I wonder if I've got a map up here. Do I have a? I'm not sure if I've got one. The USA chart. Oh no, here, there's something here. Oh, but it's not in shot. Oh my gosh, the camera's not wide enough. Look. Oh. Oh no. Oh no. Oh. All right, so look. Oh no. Oh my, honestly, guys, I'm having such a tizwas today. But look, you can see that Saturn with that aspect to Libra. Can you see that's Libra there? And what's Libra? Just like we were looking at, we've just gone over 800 now, great. Just like how we were looking at with Diane's chart yesterday. And you remember, like, because you've got your Rahu and you've got Uranus, but in your first house in Libra. And it was interesting, wasn't it? I was talking about deals, contracts, legal stuff. And you were like, yeah, I did tons of that stuff. So what's been happening is Saturn has been looking at Libra for a long time now. And Saturn is the planet of restriction and often slowing things down, but particularly when he's retrograde. So do you remember, like, everyone, we were looking and we were reading and like there was all this legal stuff going on, and then it just seems to have gone, and we're like, what's going on? It's because Saturn's retrograde and he's just putting, he's like, not yet, because when planets are retrograde, it's a time for review. And up until recently, up until a few days ago, about 7 planets were retrograde at the same time. Ooh. Nothing is going to happen when you've got 7 planets retrograde, including Mercury retrograde. Just forget it. It's just,
Yeah, that's
it just
amazing.
can't. It's the brakes are on. However, Saturn is going to go direct on the 11th of October. Now, does it mean things are going to move forward suddenly? Maybe not, because Saturn is a slow-moving planet, but it will start going in the right direction. So people that are due some kind of karmic result will get something, because planets give their karmic results when they change direction. So when they slow down and they pause, they can give a big result. Then they go retrograde, they give a result. They pause again, give another one. Then they go direct. And when they change signs, you can get something as well. So there will be this karmic element where certain people that may be evading things, they're going to find it's going to speed up. Now, does it mean they're all going to go to jail? Not necessarily, but you may notice, particularly around the 12th, 13th, 14th of October, we're suddenly going to be getting some things moving forward. And then Jupiter goes direct on the 17th, 18th. And when they're both going direct, pardon me, then we will see something, because everything kind of goes with them, because they're the big gas giants. So it doesn't mean it's going to be perfect, but there will be some movement. So everyone get ready for that. And I think as well, everyone's going to be wanting to get ready for what? Thanksgiving.
Right.
What's going to happen? People are going to be moving what? All around the country. Do you see how it kind of...
Right.
I just find it uncanny. So when Jupiter and Saturn are going direct, and I think Jupiter goes back into Aquarius, Jupiter returns to Aquarius on the 21st of November. Can't see it here, but never mind. 21st of, let me go like that, a bit like that. Oh God, I still can't get this right. So he goes direct. He goes back to Aquarius on the 21st of November, 2021. That's Thanksgiving, no? Isn't that very close to Thanksgiving?
Around Thanksgiving. Yeah.
Yeah, that's when he goes direct. And it's in the sign of Aquarius, which means the people. But the sign of Aquarius also means aviation.
Oh, and they're predicting it's going to be a huge travel season.
Yeah.
Yes.
A lot of people are going to be flying. It's going to be like bonkers. It's going to be bonkers. So we can see it coming up in the astrology. It's so interesting, isn't it? Because of course, you know, I'm not American, so I don't know the dates, but we can see when he goes into Aquarius, which deals with, but it also deals with distribution systems of all kinds. So that could be as well where we're going to be talking about flying, distribution systems. Are they working? Are they not? All of that kind of stuff. So they may not be working. Who knows? And that's the talk of the town, perhaps.
Right.
Yeah, it could be very interesting there. All right. So, oh, look at that. The time has flown. So shall we look at Brian Laundrie then? Because we've really only got enough time for one question. So
sure.
Let's have a look at Brian Laundrie. That's gone so fast. And we've had some donations as well. So thank you, Expand to Elevate. Thank you so much. And thank you, Lenny Marie, as well. Oh, wow. We do have a lot of people today. Goodness. 847. I'm really surprised. I wonder how many we lost, or maybe it's just taken that long for everyone to find. Sorry, folks. I just got spooked.
Well, it's funny.
Yeah, it was so funny. Laundrie. What is going on with Laundrie? Someone's just asked about DeJoy as well, but we probably won't have enough time. Laundrie. What's going on with Laundrie? I'm hearing that it's a decoy, you know. I could be wrong, but I don't know. Not sure about father. I think he may have just sent them off in them. He could be in the Appalachians for all we know. He could be somewhere completely different, but we'll see what the cards say.
Yes. So, wait, I'm leaning towards he's not in the country.
Ooh.
I'm thinking more Mexico.
Really?
It's just strange though. Sometimes I can feel his energy and sometimes I can't. So I don't know what is going on with him that his energy fluctuates so much. I don't know if he's taking a substance that's dampening it or something, but he's very hard to read at times. And other times he comes across as so clear.
Wow.
But he's hanging in there. He's persevering.
Surviving,
he's putting one foot in front of the other. You know, he is doing his best to survive. But there's so many things, so much that we don't know. So much that's going on behind the scenes. I think that involve the parents, that involve him. And I don't know if this was just a one-time thing. Like, I don't get the sense that this was his one act of terribleness. I don't feel that from him. I think he has a pattern of this. He's not somebody I would trust to watch my cat.
Yeah.
Here he is trying to get away with it.
Wow.
He's literally on the run, you know, looking behind him, seeing if anyone's watching as he's trying to go to smoother waters. And I just am thinking he did leave the country and, you know, and his parents aided him with that.
Wow. Wow. Lady G, what do you have?
Well, I got that he's consumed by the past. The difficulty is finance now, trying to come up with more money. I've got the, you know, and I think it's just replaying the things that had happened. And we've got a lot of hidden things, and again, a lot of misinformation. And I think that they've been skewed in a wrong way by his parents and all of that. You know, this thing that they found that new site in Florida. I got a feeling maybe one of his friends or somebody there went in there and set that up again as another diversion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very interesting because it's I feel something similar because the moon has come up for the both of you.
Yes.
So that says deception. Something's not clear.
Deception.
Something's not transparent. It's not quite right. And I'll quickly read. So thank you, Painting Cat, for your donation and Expand and Elevate, which we saw before. So thank you guys. My cards are a bit different. Are different again, but I mean, the two of you have read more similarly, and mine have come out in a more kind of distant way, you know, and that sometimes actually happens with me because I'm further away. So in a way, look, here we are. We've got the World card. So in the context of him, this is what? Endings and beginnings and endings. He's completely,
or moving about the world.
Or moving about the world, exactly. He could literally, just like you were saying, Diane, he could be somewhere else. He could be in another part of the world.
Exactly.
So, you know, and then when we look here, the obstacle card, this has been a lot of huff and puff. And he's basically feeling overwhelmed, almost feels like giving up. But somehow he's kept going. But look at this. We have the false knight that comes forward. This could be a decoy. Don't you think?
Yeah.
Something's not right here. This is the false knight. Could this be the father? I think he's over here, my son. I heard him call me in the night. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, we're obviously speculating. We don't know the family. We don't know them personally. And I don't want anyone who's out there watching to feel offended or anything like that. But we can only go by what we're picking up, what our collective energy is saying. And we've had the moon come up twice, which we know is deception. We've got the World card here. Diane said that she feels that he's not, you know, he could be in another part of the world, quite literally. I get the World card up. We know that he's feeling burdened and overwhelmed and feels almost like giving up. But there's some knight here, like a shining armor, maybe coming to help him, but it's a false knight for everyone else. And when we look here, we see this is the style that we're used to in America, isn't it? Isn't it interesting? But it's come in reverse. So it's this kind of, when it's the right way up, it's about rejuvenation, isn't it? It's about rejuvenation, feeling like your God is on your side. Well, he's obviously not feeling like God is on his side right now. But this also suggests that maybe America is a place that he can no longer be in. How often does this card symbolize America? It's come in the reverse position, which is kind of like I'm feeling burdened, overwhelmed. I don't think I can go back there. And then when we look here in reverse, look, we get reverse. Now, this isn't Biden in this context.
Right.
This could also represent him, which is a highly emotional man. But this is a man that's become emotionally unstable. He's volatile, unpredictable, can even be a bit manipulative. So when I look at it in that context, Diane, I think you might be on to something.
That's what my gut's telling me.
Might be on to something. And if he is, even if he is in America, he could be far away from where they look. It's where deals with distances. This isn't down the road. This isn't down the lane.
Right.
It's like far. So interesting. Anything to add to that before we close? The hour has whizzed by.
I know. I can't believe it.
I know it's gone so fast. So I want to say, everyone, thank you again for being able to find us after this. After I basically ended the show after 7 seconds.
Lago. That's a good one.
Oh, you know what I mean? Exactly. So ended after 7 seconds. But thank you guys for being here as well. Many of you obviously joined back and just quickly saw whatever the thingy bob posted back up, because I mean, we've got, like, at the moment it's 881, so that's a lot. So thank you for joining us this evening. It was a pleasure, as always, to read with Lady G and Diane. And I'm still thinking about that mutual read as well that we did yesterday. That was very interesting. And
it was.
That was a great one. I watched that as well. It was really, really a good one. Yeah,
it was fun.
Yeah,
and it's something different. You know, everyone
I
always
feel left out.
Oh, I know. Like, that's exactly right. We need to know.
There's no reading.
You know what? You know what we should do? Okay. What do you reckon? At the end of next week's show, let's both do a little read on Lady G.
Yes.
Oh,
we can do that.
Let's do that.
She's like, oh.
Yeah. Be careful what you wish for. Well, I mean, you can accept or decline, you know, on the day, but we could definitely both do tarot, couldn't we? We could just both do like a tarot read and see how things go. But thanks everyone so much for joining us tonight. We don't want to go on too far past the hour. Thank you to everyone too who donated, and we also had Marvel Johnson, Angela S, Creating Your Life Consciously, great one. Dr. Liz, Mercury Angel. Who else is here in the chats? Sharon, of course, Blue Moon Rising. And there's so many of you. I can't see you all, but I just want to say a big thank you. And also as well, Robin as well. Thank you so much for your donation. We have to end it there, but we will see you next week, of course. Absolutely. We love doing this show, all being well. And see you all soon. Thanks so much. All right. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.